Have you ever walked into a room, then took a glance and immediately judged the entire space just because of what you saw first? Well, congratulations, because that means that you have a sight line. And you know what? It controls you more than you think. Let me tell you a story. I was fixing a showroom, and one time that kind of every corner looked like it was ready for a magazine shoot, except for one area. And every time I walked through the entrance, my eyes went straight to the wrong thing. A sad-looking armchair that looked tired, depressed, and honestly, it looks like on the verge of applying for an early retirement. Well, it wasn't really ugly, but it's just that it wasn't meant to be the first thing that the people must see. So the store manager insisted, but Rowena, it's still a good chair. And I replied, yes, but it's telling a wrong story. And you see, what we need is that every time customers entered, we should make sure that the customers will be happy to see what they have, because we don't want their faces to drop by 2% just because their first impression was, well, this is, yeah, okay. And okay is the enemy of retail. Yes. So I told the team, let's move the chair and bring me the bold piece instead. So they brought me a deep teal accent chair, confident, elegant, and sculpted. The kind that doesn't walk into any room quietly because it knows that it belongs there. So we placed it exactly where the sad chair used to be, and just like that, it was like magic because the entire space transformed. Not because we changed everything, but because we change the first thing that the people will notice upon entering the store. Customers walk in and immediately said, oh, wow. They saw the beautiful chair. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. Oh, this feels nice. So it's not because the space suddenly became beautiful, but because their perception of the space changed instantly just because of that one piece of armchair. And all because of that sight line. And that sad chair, well, we move it to a quiet reading corner where it actually looked perfect because it wasn't really trying to lead a story when it was in the entrance. It was simply supporting it. And as designers, we know this truth well, that what you see first becomes the lens of everything that follows. And you know, friends, in design lesson, sightlines are one of the most powerful tools in visual merchandising and interior design. Because, let me tell you this, and I just wanted to share, a sightline is the first thing your eyes land on. It is the element that sets the whole story. It is the anchor that shapes the expectation. It is the visual cue that defines the mood, the opening sentence of a space. And a good sightlines, it attracts, it inspires, and it excites. It guides the viewer and it creates the flow, establish the creation and the direction. And bad sightlines, it confuses. It distracts and it disappoints. It weakens the design and it makes the strong room look just okay. And this is why designers protect the sightline zone firstly. And we always ask, what will be the first thing that the customer will see? What will they feel in the first 3 seconds? What will they assume before they explore? What story that the space tell at the first glance? And the secret is, sometimes you don't need to redesign the whole room. You just need to redesign the first impression. A single intentional focal point, it can save a whole lot of your environment. Just like in life, you know, here's where the story becomes a little too real. People also live in sightlines. Some of us focus on what's missing, what went wrong, what we lost, what we fear, what we don't like about ourselves, and what we failed at, what we haven't achieved yet. And the moment our eyes land on those things, everything else in our life begins to look smaller. It's not because life is bad, but because we're looking at the wrong focal point. Your mind has a different sightlines. Your heart have sightlines. Your spirit have sightlines. And whatever you choose to look at first will color everything that follows. So if you wake up focusing on stress, your whole day will feel heavy. But if you walk into your past and focus on your pain, your whole life will feel limited. But if you focus on your flaws, your identity will still feel smaller. But try shifting your sightline. Just like moving that tilt chair, everything changes. So when you focus on your strength, on your purpose, on your progress, on your resilience, your lessons, your values, your truth, your entire life will rearrange around your focus. Not because the problems disappear, but because the story that you tell yourself changes. And that's the twist. Because life will not be defined by what's in the room. It is defined by what you choose to see first, just like that chair. And just like in the showroom, transform the moment we replace with the right piece in the right sightline, your life can also be transformed the moment that you choose what will be your better focal point. You don't always need a new life. Sometimes you just need a new sightline. This is Rowena. This is Raw, Real, Authentic, and Worthy.